Welcome to Seeking God, where we consider the questions and the stories of faith. One of my favorite things to do is to sit in the pre-dawn hours and watch the moon and the stars. It's a thing of beauty. And each day that I do this, I can see the movement of the moon. It's shifting in the sky. I can see how it moves differently, how it sets differently when it does set during those times. I can see the changing location of the stars. I can enjoy the wonder and the beauty of what it is like to be in a place where I am just a part, not the whole of everything. It is awesome and awe-inspiring to realize that I have nothing to do with how the moon changes or the stars align or any of those kinds of things. It's really nice to come to that realization. Sometimes I find that we spend a lot of time trying to control everything around us, latching on to and holding on to everything we can. We try to acquire in the hopes of fulfilling ourselves, acquiring things, and acquiring people. And then as we do so, we try to gain control of them and manipulate them into being what we would have them to be, to meet our particular needs and desires. I think we spend a lot of time doing this in the hopes that we can find something that is fulfilling in our lives and come somehow to the realization that we have attained what we need to attain. As we consider our lives of faith, our spirituality, and we think about these kinds of things, we realize that oftentimes this need for control, this need to hold on and acquire, works against our deepening spirituality and our faith. This has been realized at various times by various groups. I mean, we see it in how we parent. If we hold on too tightly to our children, they don't develop the skills and abilities to be good citizens of the world. We foster their over-dependence on us, which leads them to either overly depend on us or overly reject us. Whereas if we see that somehow our role as parents is to teach them the skills they need to have and help them to develop emotionally in the ways that they need to develop to be good citizens of the world, then part of our lives as parents is both holding on to, but ultimately letting go. This is seen often in various recovery groups where they may use phrases like let go, let God. And this all may seem rather trite, but the reality is, it is the reality. I can no more contain the stars, I can no more move the moon than anything. I have to come to some understanding for myself. If I'm to grow in love and service, if I am to deepen my spirituality and my faith, I have to come to understand that this balance of holding on and letting go must somehow always be before me. There is a prayer that is often used in 12-step recovery groups. And this prayer, the part of it is used in those. And it was written by a Christian theologian, Reinhold Niebuhr. Oftentimes we only use the first part, which is very general. The second part has Christian references. But I think it has good meaning as well, whether you're Christian or not. And I would like to read that prayer for our consideration today. God, give us grace to accept with serenity the things that cannot be changed, courage to change the things which should be changed, and the wisdom to distinguish the one from the other. Living one day at a time, enjoying one moment at a time, accepting hardship as a pathway to peace, taking as Jesus did this sinful world as it is, not as I would have it, trusting that you will make all things right if I surrender to your will, so that I may be reasonably happy in this life and supremely happy with you forever in the next. Our journey is a journey in which we must continually discern when to hold on and when to let go. It is a journey in which we must discern how much control we have. I may not be able to control the moon and the stars, but I can control whether I go out and view them. And to some degree, my emotional response when I experience them. And so it is in our lives of faith. There are things that we can control, and there are things that we must let go. The wisdom that we gain in our journey helps us to know when to hold on and when to let go. And so goes our journey of faith. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Thank you for joining me in seeking God.